Welcome to a New Beginning podcast. I'm your host, Maureen Doyle. I'm a certified life coach, author, and coffee enthusiast. Did you know that at any moment you can create a new beginning in your health, relationships, career, or mindset? Each week, I will share simple strategies to transform your life and create new beginnings. Ready to start yours? Let's dive in. Have you ever caught yourself reaching for your phone the moment you feel bored? Yep, me too. Lately, I've noticed this pull, this automatic, almost unconscious urge to check my phone when there's a pause in my day. Like if I'm waiting in line or even sitting at home with nothing to do for 5 minutes. My brain will say, hey, let's scroll. Pick up the phone. And I've realized something. Most of us are so used to constant stimulation that boredom feels uncomfortable. It feels wrong. But what if boredom isn't a problem to fix, but an opportunity? That's what I want to talk about today, the opportunity of boredom. Think about it. When you're bored, what do? Do you reach for your phone? Do you grab a snack? Do you turn on the TV? Do you scroll? Do you shop? Do you pour a drink? Most of us don't even see this as a choice. We think boredom just happens and we have to escape it. But what if we didn't? When you don't like your own mind, when you don't like the company of your own thoughts, you'll do almost anything to avoid yourself. But what if you could use boredom as a time to get to know your own mind? And that is where transformation can happen. When you sit still and let your mind wander, your life starts to reveal itself to you. You will notice what's working and what's not working. And you will notice what you've been avoiding. And here's the hard truth. If you always escape your life, it will never get better. The more present you are with the life you don't like, the more authority you have over it. And the more you avoid it, the less power you have within it. So lately, when I feel that boredom come up, that tiny gap between things, I started watching my urge to pick up my phone. Sometimes I give in because, let's face it, I'm human. But more often than not, I just notice it. I watch it. I see it as just a habit or a need for a dopamine hit or distraction or escape. And then I decide on purpose whether I want to answer that urge and pick up the phone or not. When I don't, and I just sit there, I start to see what's going on in my own mind. And that awareness alone is powerful. And that's what I want for all of my clients too, is to see that boredom is not a problem, but it's an opportunity. When I work with clients, one of the things we talk about is how they manage their minds in those quiet in-between moments. Do they escape or do they get curious and explore? So many of us think that our next big idea will come when we're busy, when we're hustling. But actually, the best insights come when our brain relaxes. I always share with my clients that a relaxed mind is a creative mind. When you stop running, your brain finally has space to think clearly and creatively. It's amazing how often clients discover what they truly want or what's not working only after they stop distracting themselves long enough to listen. When we escape boredom, we usually turn to what I call false pleasures. That's food, alcohol, porn, online shopping, scrolling, even overworking. They all give us a quick dopamine hit, but deny us the real pleasure of just being alive. Because porn denies intimacy, drugs deny consciousness, and shopping gives that little thrill, but it's an escape from your own life. You miss out on the true pleasures when you rely on the false ones. True pleasure comes from being connected to yourself, to your purpose, connected to your creativity, and connected to the present moment. False pleasure is always about escape. I think about the Stoics a lot. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, from ancient Greece and Rome. They didn't have TikTok. They didn't have a phone buzzing every 10 seconds. They had boredom, and they used it wisely. They walked, they wrote, they sat quietly, and they thought. Their wisdom came from allowing their minds to wander and to rest. We can do the same, but today we have to consciously choose it. We have to decide, I'm going to let myself be bored, because in that stillness, that boredom, something special and magical happens. We start to access the deeper part of ourselves. When my girls were little, we used to take road trips. Now, this was back when everyone started putting these little movie screens in these cars to keep the kids entertained. I didn't do that. I told my daughters, look out the window, daydream, talk to each other, be bored. And they weren't too happy about that. They would say, Mom, this is so boring. But I loved those drives because out of that boredom came creativity. They would sing songs, we would talk, and we had this connection that you can't have when you're glued to a screen. Boredom can be a bridge to something richer, and it's not something to avoid. Part of why boredom feels so bad is because when you slow down, you truly meet yourself. And sometimes you don't love what you see. You see your thoughts. You see your dissatisfaction. You see the areas of your life that you rather not look at. But if you could sit with that discomfort, not try and fix it right away, not try to escape it, that's where your power begins, because that's where you can start to change your life. But if you always fill the space, you'll never find out the truth that's hiding under the boredom. So this week, give yourself 5 minutes of intentional boredom. No phone, no TV, no music, no podcasts. Just sit. Notice what happens inside of you. What urges arise? What feelings surface? Do you want to grab your phone? Do you want to get up? Do you want to check email? Do you want to go eat something? Maybe do a little online shopping? Just watch it. Because underneath that discomfort is awareness. And then underneath that awareness is creativity. And underneath that creativity is you, your intuition, your wisdom, your desires, your dreams, your authentic voice. We live in a world that teaches us to fill every second. But maybe, just maybe, boredom is exactly what we need. Boredom is intimacy with yourself. It's the quiet moment before creativity sparks. It's your chance to see what's true for you, what you really, really want, what's not working for you, and maybe what's next. So, be bored on purpose this week. Let your mind rest. Let it wander. Let it create. Because on the other side of boredom is your wisdom. Have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week. If you enjoyed this podcast, check out my free workbook, 6 Secrets to Getting Anything That You Want. Head over to maureen-doyle.com/6secretsguide to pick up your free copy today.